Hey, the one question that changed the way one of my coaching clients ran his business, I simply asked him this: what question do your employees ask you over and over and over again? He laughed and then he listed four or five of them without even thinking about it. Have you had an interaction with that before? Think about that. What are the things that your team, your employees like ask you on the regular? Hey, what should we do about this? How do you want to handle that? And where is that file? Where's that paperwork at? Where's that form that we use for X? This is when I told him something that changed everything. And I want to communicate this to you in this week's Clarity Minute. If you've answered the same question three times, you don't have a people problem, you have a system problem. And it's really pretty easy to resolve. Until you solve that problem, your business is going to continue to steal your time. And how many of you have extra time that can be stolen? Not many of you. I get how it goes. Think about your week. How many times have you answered questions like, where's the file? Hey, what do you want me to do with this? How do you want to handle this customer? When do you need that? Every one of those questions feels quite small, 30 seconds, a minute max, maybe two, but they never happen just once. And then here's the other facet is it's the extra stories that go along with it. Hey, let me tell you about my weekend. Oh my gosh, you're never going to believe what happened to me yesterday. Those kind of things. You don't need those interruptions. Not that they're bad, but that they take away from productivity and movement and development. And you string too many of those things together, and you've got quite a productivity and a profitability problem on your hands. Those minutes become hours. Those hours can become days. And eventually you'll convince yourself, man, I just don't have enough time. How many of you are saying that right now? Maybe you don't, or maybe your business keeps asking questions it should already know the answer to. In this week's Clarity Minute, there's a leadership shift that I want to communicate to you. The average entrepreneur answers the question, a leader asks a different question. And you guys have heard me say this before. Your future is defined by the questions you're willing to answer. But this time it needs to be a question of yourself. The question needs to become, why do they have to ask me at all? Was the expectation unclear? Was the process undocumented? Was the responsibility undefined? Did I assume that they understood? Let's do some leadership evaluation here. That's a good one. Did I assume that they understood, but they actually didn't? Was I clear on that? Did I go enough of the distance to be able to fully place this in their hands, but maybe I didn't? Every repeated question points to something the business hasn't quite learned yet. Here's the shift. Instead of answering the question again, build the answer. Write the checklist, record a 2-minute video explaining it, create an SOP. I've been working with clients on SOPs for a while now. This is the way that you enable them. You put it in their hands, and then you give them the opportunity and the responsibility to be able to execute the change. Update the onboarding, right? Now you've answered it forever, not just for now. That's how leaders buy back their time. So here's an assignment that I could give you this week. Coach Kevin, to you, my client, carry a simple notebook, just something, whatever. Maybe it's an iPad, maybe it's a phone that you got a note on, or maybe it's actual pen and paper. Carry a notebook, and every time someone interrupts you with a question, write it down. Don't judge it, deal with it, handle it as you have been. But don't try to solve the system problem yet. Let's just get a track record for what these are. Maybe you think it's something that's there, but it's not actually. So let's get a good scope on what actually is going on. Just make a list. At the end of the week, let's analyze the list and look for some patterns. What are the repeating themes that happen? Maybe there's some repeating questions that happen. You'll probably discover that 80% of your interruptions come from 5 or 6 reoccurring questions. Those questions become your next system. And this is the beauty of this. I get pushback from leaders, company owners, entrepreneurs all the time about this thing. It's just, here's the excuse. It's just faster for me to do it myself or for me to deal with the answer to the problem. But honestly, friend, no, it's not. You can get so much farther ahead if you teach the outcome that you want and then enable and empower your people to do the thing that you are wanting done rather than you deal with the interruptions. Solve it once, Stop solving these things every day. Remember, you don't buy back your time by working faster. You buy back your time by building a business that asks fewer questions. That, my friend, is leadership. If this message resonates with you, I've recently put together a pretty good resource called Buy Back Your Time. And I think it's really going to help you. It's going to give you some ideas. I actually crafted it around the idea of onboarding a virtual assistant. And if that's the next step that you need to take, man, let's get after it. But one of the simple ways that you can do this without really costing you any much money at all is by creating some simple systems and then empowering the people you already have to follow those protocols or systems or whatever you want to call them. Inside this Buy Back Your Time resource that I'm going to give you, it's going to walk you through some of the same delegation and leadership exercises I use with coaching clients to identify what is really stealing their time and where they can begin to claim it. So you'll find this in the link, this link in the description below. It's yours free. Take it, use it, learn it, go through it, study it, benchmark it, learn from it, implement it, all the things, man. It's going to help and benefit you. See you next week, man.